How do most businesses and practices focus their energy? A team meeting can be telling. It typically starts with the problems. Uh-oh. Management icon Peter Drucker, now departed, was brilliant, but he points out that problem solving as the first focus is way down the list, not at the top of the list, which you should be doing your meeting on. That's what I'm talking about. So what is at the top of the list? Let's talk about it. Opportunities for new income, new growth and new possibilities. That all sounds good. So is there anything wrong with problem solving? No, except that it only yields incremental growth. Now, incremental growth isn't such a bad thing. It just lacks the magic of mega improvement. In fact, IG, incremental growth, is fine if you like plodding forward, shuffling your feet forward a few inches at a time, slow and like a turtle. Given long enough, this approach works most of the time. But when does it not? When speed is key. Speed to market, speed to get ahead of your competition, speed to catch up to your competition. You see, there is always a need for speed. So what are some of the ways of thinking that can help you innovate, to change, and to grow in ways you want to, preferably geometrically? Well, here are 5. I'll give you a hint. Problem solving is number 5. So what's number 1? Number 1 is creative thought. This is easily the most difficult, the most challenging, because you have to think. It's also one that gets shot down most easily. For some people, if they haven't heard about it before or they haven't tried it before, it's automatically destined for the scrap heap. It's the riskiest, but it's also the area from which disruptive technology is born. Disruptive technology makes current methods obsolete. Hey, making current methods obsolete is one of the ways to create mega growth. Number 2, opportunities borrowed. Look outside your practice or business and find things that other practices or businesses are doing that are working. It's a form of copying success. What is working over there that you can borrow in whole or in part, that you can apply to your practice or your business? What could boost your success with a little tweaking? What needs to be altered in a concept that you can apply fully? In my own practice, I borrowed the concept of checkout spaces from hospital admissions offices. I designed the space for privacy, to catch sound, to help people feel comfortable in discussing finances at the business office checkout. Couldn't you do the same? Number 3, bright spotting. The subject of an earlier memo that I wrote. Bright spotting can enable you to make major changes with little tweaks. Small changes that can make a big difference, particularly that tweak eliminates a constraint or some friction. Moreover, it allows you to make the tweak with existing resources. Look, success should be noticed. Success is often neglected for the sake of focusing on what is wrong. Notice who or what is working in an area, especially if you're seeing failure or lackluster results all around it. The bright spot can tell you volumes. Look and listen for the bright spot of success. Examine, copy, and put it into place. I believe it was W. Clement Stone that said, "Little hinges swing big doors." When the problem is big, often the successful solution can be quite small. Number 4, multiple increments. This is problem solving multiplied. The Japanese have a name for it. Kaizen. It's an attitude. It's the celebration of an effort to be better. Entire teams work together solving problems one bit at a time. It works as witnessed in the growth of Japanese industrial companies, more particularly 10 to 15 years ago. Ironically, it was an American, W. Edwards Deming, that taught them how to do this after the Second World War. Now, number 5, last and too often first in so many books of management, particularly in small business, is problem solving. Problem solving done in group, if not facilitated properly, can be like pushing a rope. A lot of energy without much result. Ideas get shut down quickly. Often solutions are proposed that require resources you haven't got. You get bogged down with conflicting instinctive roles that reject the new, create a lot of drama and conflict, and discourage everyone, particularly those who tend to be more naturally creative. It can cause a hardening of the attitudes, a serious mental condition known to blow up potential answers and reverse growth. Look carefully at these 5 ways to change and innovate. It's certainly not all inclusive, but it does give you tools you can use and apply. Amongst the things that your staff meeting is about is coordination and communication of your team. Often that dissolves what seems to be all sorts of problems. It opens the windows to opportunities that you didn't know you had. What are you focusing on? I'm Dr. Charles Martin, but you can call me Charlie. Check out more over at masteryourpractice.com.